Lindsey Hill needs to go to jail. What's his name? Bowser, the baseball player. I'm glad he set her up and he came out and talked about it and recorded it and all this, because she really thought in her dodo-ass brain she was going to get some money from him.
A text Lindsey Hill sent to a friend before she ever even met me. What should I steal? She asked another in reference to visiting my house for the first time. The answer? Take his money. So how might that work? I'm going to his house Wednesday, she said. I already have my hooks in. You know how I roll. Then, after the first time we met, net worth is 51 mil, she said. Bitch, you better secure the bag, was the response. But how is she going to do that? Need daddy to choke me out, she said. Being an absolute whore to try to get in on his 51 million, read another text. Then, after the second time we met, former Padres pitcher Jacob Nix told her, you got to get this bag. I'll give you 50,000, Lindsey replied. Her AA sponsor asked her at one point, do you feel a tiny bit guilty? Not really, she replied. Since then, her legal team has approached me multiple times about coming to a financial settlement. But as I have done since day one, I refuse to pay her even a single cent. In August of 2021, Lindsey Hill's claims were heard in court. And during those legal proceedings, critical information was deliberately and unlawfully concealed from me and my legal team. Information like this video, which was taken by Lindsey Hill herself the morning after she claimed she was brutally attacked, emotionally traumatized, and desperate to get away from me. And now we have the metadata, so there can be no dispute. It was taken mere minutes before she left my house on the morning of May 16th, 2021, without my knowledge or consent, of course. In it, you can see her lying in bed next to me while I'm sleeping, smirking at the camera without a care in the world, or any marks on her face. I think it paints a pretty clear picture of what actually happened the evening of May 15th and why the video was originally concealed from us. After hearing the evidence available to her, Judge Diana Gold-Saltman found that Lindsey Hill had misled the court. She found her claims to be materially misleading. She denied her request for a domestic violence restraining order, and she found that no sexual assault or non-consensual conduct took place. Now, some of you might not know about restraining order hearings. I know I didn't, but I've since learned that it's extremely rare for a request for a restraining order to be denied because the standard of proof that you need to obtain one is extremely low. So you can make of that what you will. The fact is, I was never arrested. I was never charged with a crime, and I won the only legal proceeding that took place without my side of the story even being heard. And most importantly, as I've said from day one, I never sexually assaulted Lindsey Hill, or anyone else for that matter. But the lawsuit was never about the money for me. It was the only way for me to obtain critical information to clear my name. The discovery process in that lawsuit recently concluded, at which point Lindsey Hill's legal team again came to us with another proposal to resolve the case. This time, however, they weren't seeking any money from me. Having received much of the information that had been hidden from us, a small portion of which I've referenced here, I was willing to agree to the terms proposed. Both parties would drop their respective lawsuits, and neither of us would pay either side any money. I also retained my right to speak publicly about the case, something I have not been at liberty to do since June of 2021. So, as of today, both lawsuits have been settled. Now, over the last 2 years, I've been forced to defend my integrity and my reputation in a very public setting. But hopefully this is the last time I have to do so, as I prefer to just remain focused on doing my job, winning baseball games and entertaining fans around the world. So today, I'm happy to be moving on with my life.
It's crazy that he even had to go through this, and in her mind, she really thought she was going to set him up, get some money, and then she got a dumbass homegirl. That's what usually be happening, dog. There'd be a dumbass homegirl, and they ear boost him on, yeah, girl, get the bag, conceal the bag. That's why it's cool to be you, bro. And I don't like to show people nothing, because you're going to have these type of people. Y'all surrounded by all of these, from men to women, who thinking like that, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, dog. We got to get hip, bro. This is a sad situation, and women actually think she do that. And then look how she's talking, like she's still trying to lie. Sad as hell. She's still trying to lie.
Hey, bro.
So you said in court that he sexually assaulted you on 2 different encounters, and you say the first time that you say he choked you unconscious. Clearly the insinuation is you didn't like it, because now you're calling it an assault. But why did you make the drive back to L.A. to meet back up with him a second time if this man had just assaulted you by your own account?
I think that's a really good question. How I phrased it and how I tried in the past is that I was so embarrassed by the first encounter that I felt something, deep in me to go and take the power back and to be better and to be what he wanted in a sense. And so I don't know. There's been a lot of, through all the processes, witness experts on the psychology of what happens when you are assaulted, XYZ. But there was something in me that felt like I needed to make it better in a sense.
Okay. But you texted Trevor before you met him, telling him you liked rough sex. Then you texted him after your first sexual encounter with him, which you now call an assault. And according to court records, you told him after that sexual encounter that you had, quote, never been more turned on in your life. That's not really something that someone says when they were just assaulted.
I think it's a super valid question. Everything you're asking me is a super valid question.
I agree. That's why I'm asking them.
Totally. And I think that I'm not, that's what expert witnesses are for in court in terms of the psychology behind that and responses to abuse and things like that. But like I said, I was just trying to make myself feel better about myself after what had happened the first time. And, after the first time I left without any markings on my body, my face was fine. I could go to work. And I thought that the second time, would be like the first time minus the things I told him I was not comfortable with.
Yeah, so you mentioned the markings on your body. I want to play a portion of his video in which he plays I would say, interesting video of you in his bed. Watch.
In August of 2021, Lindsey Hill's claims were heard in court. And during those legal proceedings, critical information was deliberately and unlawfully concealed from me and my legal team. Information like this video, which was taken by Lindsey Hill herself the morning after she claimed she was brutally attacked, emotionally traumatized, and desperate to get away from me. And now we have the metadata, so there can be no dispute. It was taken mere minutes before she left my house on the morning.
Watch the lies and the face she make when she got to answer this one.
Of course.
And they just put lies on top of lies, y'all. They don't even stop lying. Just an evil person. Look at her. Can't believe this shit, bro.
I think it paints a pretty clear picture of what actually happened the evening of May 15th and why the video was originally concealed from us.
Lindsey, I think there are a lot of sexual assault survivors who would say you don't look traumatized there and you don't look beaten. And this is allegedly after you say that he brutally attacked you and you had bruises all over your body. You had bruises all over your face. I don't see any bruises there. And I certainly don't see a woman who's just been traumatized by something horrible.
Again, super valid. I think that I woke up that morning and the best way to explain that video is I hadn't seen my entire body yet. I had no idea what had happened considering, I was unconscious for most of it. I had no idea what had happened to my full body.
But if it was that severe, wouldn't you already feel pain? Wouldn't you already have bruises on your face? I mean, you say that he punched you in the face, but where are the bruises?
Yeah, so that's something that has not, been publicly released or he won't talk about. But over and over again in this process,
and still got the nerve to blame him.
Between 20 and 30 minutes right after that video was taken of the bruising starting to develop, of the scratching.
Reporter's sick. Look at her face, y'all. She's so white. Bitch, are you just
it was
spitting out hot garbage?
Being in the correct lighting, the spacing,
women on the left,
take the right thing.
Logical. Women on the right,
another difference is,
delusional.
iPhone camera versus a Snapchat recording and things like that. So there is
see how that lady on the left looking at her? That's how your woman will look at you and she know you lying.
Scratches, things that were provided to their team from day one.
So it was a very brutal attack in which you were very bruised, but we couldn't see the bruises because of the lighting.
I had homeboys and teammates who also got hit like this, bro. This is fucked up. Women get caught. They do this all the time. They might get caught with their boyfriend come in cheating, yeah, rape. Like, this is the type of stuff that we go through all the time. They get too drunk, don't like what happened, yeah, rape. I don't see women take advantage of another dude, wake up the next day, yeah, rape. Boyfriend find out, they just be embarrassed and shit like that. But this is what we got going on. So many stories out here, man. These women lying on men just for some money, bro. That's how broke bitches is. That's how evil they is. And then y'all be feeling all sad when that motherfucker would have put her in a cylinder block. So y'all wouldn't even known this story. What if it became her at the bottom of a lake in a cylinder block already? See, y'all just look at me, he's a horrible guy. But at the end of the day, this is what a lot of men go through, and they might snap out when you ruin their life. But see, this man had proof. There's a lot of men who don't have no proof. This man had billions of dollars, and he knew this bitch was up to something. And I'm glad that, he was able to take it to court. He didn't even care about winning or losing. It was just all about going to court and slamming it to her ass. Because some people need to slam too, bro. She's over a goofy ass bitch who just wants some money. You think she's smarter than her. Smarter than the rest of the world. It's a sad as hell, little goddamn dodo ass brain. There's women that go this